Greetings and welcome to another episode of the Planetary Persuader. I am Kozmic Kev, your host. This is for Friday, September 30th, 2016 through the 7th of October, Friday, next week, when we do something different. Well, anyhow, what happened this morning? Well, we had a new moon, and that happened at 12:52 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, so there's this freshness today. Where was that new moon at? It's in the nakshatra of Hasta, so that's in the constellation of Virgo if you're looking in the sky to find out what it actually is in, not the Western astrology adjustment. And so what do we know about this? The 27 sub-signs that are supposedly, I've heard, older than the 12 signs of the zodiac. So Hasta's symbol is the fist, or the hand. And its ruling planet is the moon. And the moon in Vedic astrology rules intelligence and emotion. Whereas Mercury, or rather the mind and the emotion, so if we let the mind and consciousness, rule our emotions, we make good decisions. But we also, it's, mind and intuition too for the moon. It's all composed in the sign of Virgo in Vedic astrology. This nakshatra, so there's this Mercury energy about it, which is also intellect. It is your intelligence, it's your ability to communicate. And so, I think Heart to Foul, or Robert Svoboda's book on this particular nakshatra was not that favorable. It's like it's a drunkard and a thief. And I could see what happens is because when you can control your mind so much, you can create moral casuistry. Well, they don't deserve to have that, blah, blah, therefore I'm going to just take it. And, Virgo in Vedic astrology is Earth. It's Kapha, okay? And the moon is ruled by water. It is also Kapha. Kapha people tend to be the thieves. It's not like if you're Kapha, you're naturally a thief, but if things are out of balance, that's going to happen. Drunkenness and thievery, two Kapha things. That is why I believe Heart to Foul and Robert Svoboda, when they talk about that particular part of the moon that this new moon began in, there's some of that to realize. And for those of us in rural Northern California and Southern Oregon, there are people that steal people's crops, and particularly medicinal crops. So it's like something to be really aware of with that new moon, of people who are not of morally upright nature. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so new moon, Western astrology in Libra. We're seeking balance, we're seeking justice, we're seeking friendship, we're seeking romance, and fairness, and an aesthetic that is pleasing, a little bit of luxury in our lives. That's, what we're looking for, and that's going to be most of the weekend. The moon goes into Scorpio on Sunday afternoon. Okay, so there's that deepening, and Moon and Venus will be conjoined then too, so there is this kind of creative aspect that comes with that, this feminine aspect of vulnerability. And how can we exploit where we feel weak or vulnerable and turn it into something beautiful? There is that. That. So there is a something here that we can work on this week, and we're gaining energy as far as making good relationships. And now the darkness has overcome the light. We're in that dark yin season, and so these I hate the word Indian summer, but these warmer early autumn days are very nice. We cherish them when they're with us. So here we go, sign by sign, beginning with you, Aries. Greetings. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I mean, you know, most of this weekend is all about, it's all about romance. It's about if you wanted to engage or get married. I mean, I think this traditionally would be thought of as a fairly good min for that. Very nice new start. So, seeing people have good new things, you know, this is part of it. Mars in your midheaven along with Pluto. You're ready to assume more leadership right now. You know, I mean, I think in a lot of ways who to watch this fall is, I mean, there's no presidential candidates that are Aries, but I think you should look at Aries people and see where they're going. I mean, I think the California governor, Jerry Brown, you know, he's an Aries, so he's probably somebody to watch. It'll be interesting how he assumes leadership, because he's like, environment one day, multi-millionaire farmers in the San Joaquin the next. You kind of like wonder, where's he going with this? You know, those people are polluting. They're using chemical ag down there and taking water that would probably go to salmon runs in rural Northern California. Well, oh my gosh. And they want to use that water, I guess, to drain things. So it's interesting. You know, Venus and Scorpio, more intensity and love, but there's the beauty of Jupiter and the Sun in your in your 7th house, and by the end of the week, Venus is going to be there too. So you're going to get that gift of spreading love even further as we go into the weeks here, as well as you look kind of dynamic actually as a leader. It's a very cool. And that's why I said that earlier. Okay, Taurus, welcome to your horoscope. What do we got for you? Venus in the 7th house. You can't beat it. You know, you can't beat it. And so, love is there. You're ready to engage. Engaging is so much fun. It is so good when we can trust another individual, die to our ego, and just share that blissful mutual pleasure, you know. It's like that's the place we want to go, into that place of divine sensuality, where there is space for legitimate love and good feelings to develop. Now, this is a year, like I said, you got to work on your health. The 6th house transit of Libra for Taurus, it's a gymnasium. So it's like, stay in shape. And most Tauruses I know, they really like their bodies. They do. And, you know, whatever size or shape they come in, because they come in all. And, but this is a time where you really want to work at it. Plus, you know, here in the Northern Hemisphere, it's going to be the last time you're going to be able to show it off anyhow until spring. Why not, you know? All right, greetings Gemini, welcome to your horoscope. So, this is the last week of Mercury in your 4th house, which it's been in for a long time, been a long transit because of that Mercury retrograde. So, a lot of things that had begun in, say, August, you know, even early August, I mean, even, you know, maybe even late July, they're going to finally get resolved as we come into this week. And so there's this sense of completion happening, as it's really safe and a good time to build new projects, especially creative projects. You have a new moon in your 5th house. New love relationship, new way of relating to your children and spreading generosity and love to your children. That's happening this week as well. I think it's a lucky time for you. It's a good time for travel. You know, now all the tourists are gone, except for in New England, but you know, we're far away from there out here on the left coast. So, but we got nice places to go actually to check out fall color. Feather River Canyon, super nice. The Pitt River area between McLeod and Round Mountain is also very nice. So those are a couple of fall drives for October I'd recommend for my Northeast California peeps. And Gemini, you can enjoy that energy, you know, that you're doing good right now. And I'd say there's a little bit of intensity with Mars and Pluto in the 8th house. Okay, so there's this scorpionic thing happening. You know, you're dealing with death, transformation, letting go, and being open to things that aren't necessarily in your control. And so, no fear. Love your enemies. Love your enemies and nobody can touch you. Greetings, Cancer. Welcome your horoscope. So, one thing I think about fourth house transit, you know, which is what Libra is to Cancer, is you get kind of introspective, you want to stay home more, you really don't want to get out as much. Issues involving mom and your mother. You know, if you're, especially for those of us, you know, boomers born between 46 and 64, you know, a lot of us are losing parents. You know, many have lost them already, but, you know, this is the age, and, you know, you have to come to terms with that. You know, we all have to come to terms with mortality. Hey, they can't bill you anymore. It's all somebody else's problem. Oh boy, I mean, they would tax the dead if they could. I'm sure they would, you know. Oh man. So, you know, in this introspection, you know, improve your house, improve your relationships with your family, and here's the gift. Venus is a Scorpio in your 5th house. You got creative mojo, you got creative juice. You're going to make the best Halloween costume ever this year. That's right. Yes, listen to me. Your ability to love and be actively loving, actively generous is more inspired. I mean, now in relationships, there's more conflict. So, I mean, hold on, hiding, that might not work this time. You know, I think this time you have to confront what's not working, but you also have to welcome the potential for change. I think one of the biggest problems in the world today is, you know, there's a lot of punishment for crime, but there's very little opportunities for reconciliation. And that's where the healing comes in, when people can reconcile things. So, hello, Leo. Yes, it is your horoscope time. What does Libra mean to you? Well, it is a 3rd house transit. 3rd house is about communication, but it's about working with your hands. It's about period of life. I kind of go with like from 14 to 21. This is my own personal view of astrology in the houses. I know there's other books that don't agree with this. They look at it very differently, but I kind of go, well, you get 7 times 12, and everything after that's a gift. You get past 84, you're hecka old, okay? That's it. And you cannot deny that. You can be in good shape at those ages still. You know, it's possible to be spry and have good health past 84. But, you know, it's everything is a gift, and you're entering in a whole new stage of life again. Okay, so with that said, it is a place where, you know, 7 to 21, that is the 3rd house thing. So it's like, you know, undergrad and high school days. And so for those of you who went to college and stuff, the friends you made there, you tend to keep afterwards. Some of you never go to college, high school's it for you, and most millennials seem to hate it anyhow. And that's okay, I get it, you know, it's, you take the good with the bad. So for you right now, I mean, that level of education you got, that foundation, those people, those friends, and your siblings, you know, the ones that took the stage from you. Yeah, Leo, yeah, oh, no. Yeah, I know it's all about you. And they turn around to their friends and say, he's got it right, listen to him. Like, okay, you know, don't poke the bear, I get that. Or the lion or lioness, you know, don't do that. You got more motivation to get in shape, to get your life together, to get yourself on that treadmill, hiking more, doing some pull-ups, push-ups, you know, plank position, side plank, get that body working, you know, squats, get grooving, get ready to go, move on, forward I say, march. Okay, Virgo, welcome to your horoscope. So, 2nd house, did I tell you this is a good year for you to make money? You might have to invest some in order to make some, so this is a Jupiter thing. And the other thing is, when you're making money, are you doing it for the highest good? Are you allowing your blessings to be extended to others? Are you giving others a little something? The pay forward movement is going to work wonders for you. You want to work with magic? You do some pay forward. I'll tell you. You know, say, hey, I'm giving this to this person. Just do it. No, I want you to do that for someone else. Let us become a culture of kindness. Let us become a culture of giving. It's not something that's going to be easy to break. And in fact, I know cultures that do this. And you know, they've been around for a long time. They are not easily broken or taken apart. Because when you put yourself in the position of the giver, it shows you to be the adult, the provider, the leader, the master, the real king and queen. You know, even though we got the service thing. So your services are good, Virgo, and it's time for you to make a little extra money. Good things, good things, good things, good things. So this is great. Venus is now in your 3rd house, so you're learning to love up your friends. You're learning to be more of a flirt at parties. You're learning to enjoy short trips just to check out little things like the changes as fall is coming on right now. And you appreciate those earthy things in the natural world. With Mars and Capricorn in your 5th house, you're trying to change your relationship with your children. You're trying to change and drive out any evil that might be there, but also transform so that you can be more active in their lives in a way that is positive, productive, and useful. Because Capricorn's all about usefulness, you know, and that's where Mars and Pluto are right now. Foundational things in the home you're still working on, you know, and you know, there's a lot of idealism in relationship and stuff. So last week where Mercury's in your 1st house, don't take it all too seriously, you know. Be critical about what is good, find the good, praise it, let's lift each other up, and then be solution oriented towards our challenges rather than just, you know. You know, there's too many people in the club, you know. It's like, shut up, you bother me, you got no solution. There, I said it. Hello, Libra. Have a wonderful week. I'm Libra. Greetings, welcome to your horoscope. We're starting with a new moon in Libra. And in the Nakshatra of Hasta, which is, you know, Virgo and Vedic and everything, but how can we be more open that we don't play tricks on us listening to the monkey mind? So, you know, one of my friends says, you know, what do you do about the monkey brain, all that inner chatter, and how do you well, you feed the monkey a banana. And so one of the things I do occasionally for meditation is I will indulge in all my most hedonistic, crazy fantasies first. Say, okay, this is what, you know, on the bland, mundane level, I want to enrich myself with. You know, and just allowing yourself to give yourself that. Okay, that's there. That's all that is. Then I'm able to meditate, say, how can I be of service to the highest good? And bring out everyone's best qualities where, you know, an effort for less suffering and mutual happiness, you know, that's, ooh. And then really good things start happening. I want to do that, you know, and when we remind each other of those things, it's good. So, Libra, move ahead, you know, watch your budget because you're really tempted to buy a lot of stuff these days. There's some foundational things happening where you might be moving, you know, or family changes too. Changes with your parents, older adults, I'd be looking at that. Otherwise, things are pretty good. You know, there's a lot of good fortune coming your way, a lot of gifts, a lot of sense of adventure. You have more courage than normal. I see you moving forward doing good things. Okay. Next is Scorpio. Well, hello, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. So the moon is going to be in Scorpio beginning Sunday afternoon and all day Monday and Tuesday. So you got Monday and Tuesday, and so if you're transplanting things to a fall garden, if you've got amazing sun, that's a great time to plant your greens, get them going, you know, and if you're in the warmer zones, and good stuff, you know, good bounty in that. And now that Venus is in your 1st house, there's this creativity, and there's this love. And you know, with Jupiter in your house of karma and dreams, I would keep a dream journal. I also would take time to get away and go places sometimes you've never been to before, and kind of hide and meditate and pray more. You know, take advantage of the good weather and, you know, what daylight is left, and be out in nature as much as you can during this period, because you really need that. And don't take on anything, just finish up all the stuff you've done, because once we get into Scorpio time on, you know, the end of the 22nd of October, it's gonna be a new game for you, okay? And you're gonna want to do better, and you will do better. Well, hello Sagittarius, and welcome to your horoscope. Okay. So, you know, Libra time's 11th house. That's friends that are helpful. It's kind of more light-hearted friendships. It's socializing. This is what my dearest to my heart woman would say are acquaintances. What are you doing with acquaintances? I like people. There's something wrong with me, right? Well, you know, and it's that Aquarian thing too. Well, your family are people and you're not around. Yeah, well, they bore me. I'm gonna, you know, I know. We do these things, you know. We do these things. So, Sagittarius, try not to be too cavalier or irresponsible. I know you've had, like, you know, years of heavy responsibility put on you, and it's still there. But assume more leadership. Create good parties. You know, you're going to make good parties. That's going to happen. Your imagination is good. I mean, Venus is transiting your 12th house. That could be pleasures of the bed. It could be an awesome affair. I don't know. I wasn't there, and that's probably a good thing, because I would have creeped you out. It would have creeped me out too. Okay. But yeah, you know, it's a good time. You know, sleep. Work on having good sleep. You know, fall is about having better sleep patterns, taking in better nutrition, and appreciating all the light that's there. Exercising as much as possible. It's not gonna be as easy when those stormy weather, cold weather hits. You know, so know that, and also take some action on your finances in ways that, you know, like sell old tools you don't need, things like that. Okay, greetings Capricorn, welcome to your horoscope. So, well, I mean, Saturn is still in Sagittarius. It's not going to be in Capricorn until next year. But when it is, you know, we're going to be dealing with the realities of the limitations we've created for ourselves. And what is good and stands and is helpful, we will recognize those things and appreciate them for the jewels that they are. So you're in the public eye a lot more now. And you're the person who's really responsible for things. So you can make or break it. Capricorn people to watch right now. No, I know, Nixon's not alive, you're right. and you know, and we lost David Bowie, so, you know, but I think Jim Page from Led Zeppelin's still with us, so we can appreciate him. I'm sure there's a lot of people who are in leadership, though, who are Capricorns, and they're emerging, and this is really your time to emerge. And by next week, by the end of next week, they'll say, oh, he's making good sense, or she's making good sense, and there's an element of what you have the public needs right now. So this is interesting to me. So, working on the practicalities and having a kind of leadership that works good for everybody. And you're blessed, you know, there's a blessing in career. There's a blessing in the friendships you make. It's just acknowledging your limits and being good with that. Well, hello Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. You know, Libra time's a good time. Got a new moon in Libra. I mean, it'd be tempting to buy a lottery ticket if I was Aquarius. I mean, you're luckier than usual. I mean, I think the kind of luck, though, it's better if you go to like a cakewalk or, a yard sale in another city or something. I mean, that would probably work. That's where I see some of the good fortune. Also, this is a great year for international travel, a good time for international travel. I mean, I'm seeing flights to India for as cheap as $600 round trip right now, and flights to Ireland in the off season for like $500. I mean, this is a really good time to, go to an exotic locale and get out of there. Good fortunes all around you. It's a good time to learn a foreign language. It's a good time if you wanted to go back to school, get a higher education degree. That's going to work. We got Venus transiting your 10th house of career and public. If you're an Aquarian artist, you can do some of your best art right now. I have a lot of good news. I'm sorry. I know. But no, you're going to have some fun. And I think really the beginning of this week, you're going to make some really great impressions on the public and at work. And really happy for you. Well, hello, Pisces. And welcome to your horoscope. So, here we are, winding things up. So, Libra time is 8th house transit. Oh, 8th house. What is it? It is sex. It is death. It is other people's property. It is the house of unjust rewards. It's not necessarily things you ask for, but it's the things you get. And I mean, I really think of that Rolling Stones song that says you can't always get what you want, but if you try sometime, you just might find, you get what you need. So, or even what John Lennon said, it was like, life is what happens while you were busy making other plans. Okay. I mean, maybe he wasn't the only one, but that is so true. It is so true for most of us. Things have happened, so we have to always have an element of flexibility. The ancient European concept of green man, Pisces, this is really good for you right now, because 8th house, it can be death, it can be inheritance, and this is something we're all going to face. And I think as we get older, as we get more resolved with our life and existence, death isn't as scary anymore. In fact, it almost seems like it'll be fun, especially if your body's not working good. It's like, I'll discard this old thing and, search for a new one on the Ethernet. Oh boy. So, there is this element of letting go. There's this element of change. There's this element of good fortune in relationships that are long distance, though. So if you know somebody who lives someplace far away, you can really gain something from a relationship with them. Okay, so that's nice. And besides that, though, I see an incredible capacity for you to organize things socially, help bring about change, help bring about a movement. There is an element of what I call the new feminine wisdom for leadership. It's not necessarily doing things in the context or the structure of the old world, but I look back at the 5 or 6 nation Iroquois, and from what I understand, they had men would run for office, but only women could vote and pick out who they were. I think it's really interesting. It was an interesting perspective, and they did really well with that. And it's like we're in a place now where we're not going to go back to matriarchy, okay? We're not going to go back to patriarchy. We're going to have a balance of power where we share, listen to each other's ideas, and come out with something great. It's Kozmic Kev with the Cosmic Forecast for this week, the 30th through the 6th of October. And thank you for being with you. Happy harvest, happy good times. Be with you next week. We'll do this again.